Hi there, it's Finch. It's been a little while. I thought I'd do something different today. It is March 2019, which means I've been drawing for like 10 whole years now, which is pretty insane. I remember like first getting inspired to draw online and that kind of thing. Can't believe it's been 10 years. Time really does fly, and a lot happens. So I thought I'd try something fun today and go through my kind of art journey. So go through old art all the way from 2009 through the years up till today. So first off, I'm just gonna go through Finch's designs, which is this character here. She's been with me pretty much the whole time, so I'm gonna go through all of her references and see how she's evolved through the years. So let's get started with that. I'm even all organized, putting things into folders for you guys. Look at that. So starting off, 22nd of March 2009. I was drawing like this. So I had loads of little warrior characters back when I was... How old would I have been in 2009? It was 10 years ago. I would have been 12. About 12. I had a load of characters. Just started reading Warriors around this time, so I was inspired to draw cats finally. I'd been one of those kids who'd been drawing for ages. Like, I used to love drawing horses and birds. I had this friend who drew really good horses, and she kind of inspired me to draw a lot. When I got into Warriors, I never really liked drawing cats, but the books inspired me to be like, you know what, I'm gonna try. So I started off looking like this. I was really heavily inspired by the Warriors manga back then. You guys probably know of the video, the How to Draw Grey Stripe video by the manga artist. Yeah, I totally loved that. Yeah, started off with little things like this, and then moving on to the first Finch, the original. She was just grey with stripes. Can I zoom in on this? I can, cool. Starting off in MS Paint, as you do. Look at my little logo, God, it's so old. Look at that eye. I don't know if I can zoom, oh yeah, I can, oh cool. I haven't actually used this image paint program that much. Yeah, I started off on this roleplay website called WCC2 or Warrior Cats Clans 2, the classic one. And yeah, I drew a lot of art like this on there, where I'd take like loads of requests from people and just draw a generic looking cat with the name in fancy italics on the side. And yeah, this is my first character on there. It was Finchwing. That's where I got the name from. I made the account on there and I did want to be called Dawnleaf, but it was taken, so I was like, oh well, Finches are cool too, so I went with Finchwing, and it's... oh god, it's stuck with me the whole time. Oh, is it gonna... next image, please. Fine. Do it manually. Here's the next Finch. So this is after I've been drawing for a little bit. What day is this actually? No, it's not gonna tell me, okay. Been like adapting my drawing skills on that roleplay website, drawing those people's characters. Got me to practice a whole lot, like I was drawing cats constantly. And this was the next update I made for Finch. She's still stripy, but I remember I gave her this upside down wire shape on her back leg. I remember that was a key to her design or something. I always did it or something. But yeah, she had green eyes, she was dark grey, tabby, basic son of a gun. Have to figure that out. The next one. So, whoops, skipping ahead there. This is when I first got the program GIMP, which was like mind-blowing for me, because finally like, oh my god, you can blur, you can smudge, this is amazing. And this is what she ended up looking like. So I ended up making her patchy. I gave her a feather here. This was my new signature with this twirl. I did that on everything, I remember. Eyes changed to blue. She was starting to look a bit like how she did later. It's really not letting me skip through, is it? The next one, you can see these were quite far apart. You This is when I had a bit more experience with GIMP and had developed my style a little bit more, so I went from that to that. This was the stage I had where eyes were huge and triangular. And good lord, the fur is crazy. God, I can't believe I shaded a reference. Terrible, terrible. I had this new signature with the little cat face on the W. I was so proud of myself. I was like, yeah, this is so smart. But yeah, she ended up getting this scarf, which she still wears sometimes, but not so much. This was more of her, she stuck with this design for quite a while, like the kind of butt patch, stripy legs, that kind of thing. She had stripes coming out the corners of her eyes, but not at the top yet. The next one, those eyes have not chilled out yet, but there's a little bit of an adaptation here. Oops. It pretty much stayed the same between these two, just a bit of a style change. Whoa, now this one kind of jumped. Did we miss one? Yeah, we did miss one. It's out of order. There you go. It was this one next. So, I remember I did a lot of sort of style experimentation between this one and the last one. So the eyes chilled out a little bit. I kind of got a bit more comfortable with fur and expression, I think. I went a bit crazy on the cutter tool on these markings. I was getting a lot more comfortable in my drawing style at this stage. Then it was this one. Some of you might know this one. This is going into 2015, which is when I first started doing animations for YouTube. So this is when my audience got a bit bigger. And she became blue, so she was more grey here. I gave her a blue tint here. She also got the orange around her pupil. She got these crazy water things, because I was going mad on glowy things back then. God, yeah, this doesn't feel that long ago, but it's, God, 2015, that's 4 years ago, Jesus. Next one is this one. So this is when, it's 2016. I made her into Caracal here. Her ears are absolutely insane. Still got this glowy stuff. She kind of didn't change much between these two. Still the blue tint, still the same markings. But I kind of started simplifying things down a bit, like instead of this cutter tool on these markings here, I kind of chilled out and was just like, nope, straight lines. And I think I'm still kind of in that stage. Everything's clean cut. But yeah, I remember being really excited about this change, like making it into a caracal. I really love the idea of the big ears. And people seem to really like it, so that's good. This one's in the same year. This is April 2016, June 2016. I went really ham on her reference sheet here. I was starting to like really try and characterize her a bit. I did these sketches here. I still like this reference sheet. This is the most complex I'll go, I think. I'm quite simplistic now. I like label things and everything. I don't do that anymore. But yeah, she didn't really change from those. Still got the bluish tint, still same markings. A lot of you probably know her like this. But you probably know her more like this one. I think this one was the most popular one. Whenever I've posted old designs of hers, people have always said this was their favorite. And yeah, I can see that. I did, this is when I introduced sort of, I liked the idea of small accent colors on natural colors, so I added the blue to her tail. And I was like, hell yeah, I love this. I was way into it. Added more grays. I kind of diversified her palette a little bit. I also took away the blue. I was sick of the blue, because whenever I wanted to shade her with the blue, not many colors would work, and it would end up really muddy, and I was like, you know what, we're scrapping that. So she got a lot more warmer colors here, like, this is like a cold grey, but the darker grey is a warm grey, and I really liked it, softened it a bit, so it's like a brownish grey. But yeah, damn, I had this one for a while, I think. Yeah, I moved into this one. You probably know this reference the best, probably. This is 2017, so that's July 2016, 2017. She didn't change that much. usually in the new year I make a new fresh reference with a new style and everything. I added the little blue here, so it was like a little pattern here. Yeah, I got really comfortable with my art style at this stage, I think. I got a bit more expressive. I became very shapely with the face, like with all these lines. I still really like this drawing, actually. Yeah, I like this reference. The sketches in the background. I was trying to go real nice. This one, she looks so old and tired. Date is this? This isn't that long ago. This is the 1st of January 2018. So this was her reference for 2018. I started to try and go more realistic with my cats, but I went a bit overboard here, like all the lines and the creases. She looks old and tired. But I think, is this where, yeah, I added a bit of purple in her eyes here. I also simplified her down a bit more. So I got rid of this third lighter grey here and just tried to make it 3 base colours. So like the mid grey, the light white grey, and the dark grey. I was quite happy with that. I didn't want too much of a varied palette. I wanted to try and keep her simplistic still. Added the spot on her butt. Yeah. Got rid of some stripes on her legs. And this was later in 2018, so I realised I didn't like this one. I'm glad I did change it. I tried to stick with how I would most comfortably draw on this one. It's got a big old nose. Same design though. I just kind of updated the drawing on it. And then there's today. She looks like this. She hasn't had such a big change in design in ages, but I wanted to do this for a long time. Like, I love color point cats and I wanted to put that into her somehow. So I kept her same face markings. Oh yeah, I added those, didn't I? She got more face markings at this stage. I wanted to make her look more caracal-like, but yeah. Kept her face the same, but made her mostly white and simplified her down a bit. New scarf, and I really like this at the moment. I'm really psyched about her new design. And people have drawn really nice fan art of it, which made me so happy. Thank you. But yeah, that's how she's evolved through the years, so like, she's stuck being that good old grey cat. But she went from this to, oh, it doesn't go back around. From that to that, so quite a difference. You can see how my style adapted through the years as well. Very cartoony around this time. There was a huge jump here. But yeah, so that's all of Finch's designs so far. We're gonna go into a long portion now. I'm just gonna look in, I'm gonna look at the oldest stuff of mine I have saved on here. So that is all buried in my mess. So this whole era is when I was on that roleplay website. So it starts with this drawing we've already seen. And here you could really see where I was inspired by the Warriors manga. I think I pretty much heavily referenced this off of a comic panel. Is there a full version? Yeah, that's a full version. This was my first request, so I started off really practicing my drawing on this roleplay website, doing requests for loads of people, so just be like, oh, send me your character and I'll draw them. And this is the first one, and I was so psyched. I was like, oh my god, someone wants a drawing from me, that's insane. So I did this on paper, and I was like, struggling, because I hadn't used colored pencils in so long, and I still haven't. But I was a bit like, about this. I was like, I'm not sure if I like it, I'm gonna send it to them and see what they say, and they ended up really liking it, so that was the first kind of push into drawing more. I was like, oh my god, this person likes my stuff, I'll try and do this more. So I moved on to paint. Look at this. You can still see that manga influence there. It had really heavy face shapes like that indent where the eye is on the cheek. I really took that went absolutely crazy with the spray tool here. I remember really liking this one too. So this is when I first started doing those requests. Look at that blobby head, I love it. I did absolutely loads of these, as you can see. This is a old tabby drawing. I remember being really proud of this. I had this on my wall and everything. But this was after old signature. So this was when I was like looking at references and trying to draw from reference a bit more. So I was looking at photographs. And there was this particular drawing of a cat I must have referenced where he had a head angle where you couldn't quite see his other eye and it made this shape. And the ear on the far side was really thin. And I just kind of picked that up and used it everywhere. So like what I learnt from drawing from that one photograph, I used on everything, as you can see here. This was a really old character of mine I absolutely adored. The one where I wanted to be called Dawnleaf on this website, but it's taken, so I went with Finch instead. It's an edgy one. Yeah, lots of people ask me to put text in them, so there's like little paragraphs in there sometimes. I remember being proud of this one, because I was like, oh yeah, running pose. And I was like, really proud of my shading. God, I did so many of these. So it's probably thanks to these that I adapted my style a lot more, because I drew so much. The more you draw, the more you kind of improve as you go. Look at that. See that I did this, I did the same face shape on every 3/4 view, like the really tiny faraway ear and the... Oh yeah, this is an old Finch, and this was another character of mine. If you see like a grey striped cat with green eyes, that was Finch back in the day. Beautiful. So yeah, I did, oh, we've seen that one already. I did hundreds of these. There's J-Feather. It's the first actual like fan art of the actual characters we've seen. But yeah, I did hundreds of these, and you can kind of see how my drawing adapts as I go. You can see this 3/4 view, you can actually see an eye, that's incredible. I updated my logo there. So you can see me steadily improving in these. God, there's loads of them. Oh, I remember being super proud of this one. Bzz. God, yeah, I just kept going on and on. So yeah, I just drew requests for people, but oh my god. Edgy. Oh, these were old characters of mine, so I draw them for my page. There's another edgy one. There's a new Finch. Oh my god, I remember these characters, these were mine. I loved these guys. It was pretty much just a Romeo-Juliet-ish relationship, and one of them died, and that was it. God, there is so much of this. Let's just go all the way through. Oh my god, I remember being so proud of this. This is when I started taking a turn. God, you can see how many of these I did. This isn't even all of them, I don't think. I think I just saved some of them. Oh my god, I remember being proud of this one too. This is going to be such a long video, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's still cute. I haven't looked at these in so long. Some old characters of mine. Oh, I remember this face shape now. I started developing this face shape with the pointy cheeks. Yeah, here we go, it's again here. So more of an adaptation there. Aha! Oh yeah, I remember I really looked up to this artist who drew in this kind of cutesy chibi style, and I tried replicating it. These were admins for the website at the time, I think. I remember Shelltail. I think actually, yeah, Shelltail's here as well. God, I remember these guys, it's so crazy. Look, here's me trying to do that again. This was the new Finch design. She's got a little bird thing on her chest. That one wasn't saved in my references though. I didn't actually make a reference of that, I just kind of drew her and things like that. Look at that. I remember I was so proud of it. You could tell I was proud of it because I signed it. Look at that. I referenced this from a photo and I was like, oh my god, look, I'm getting better. That's Dovewing. God, does that mean... How old are the books of Dovewing? Oh god. Pretty old then, I guess. Here we go. I made Chloe's bedroom. I made a little sign for my bedroom at home to stick on my door, and I actually did. I printed it out and stuck it on my door. So this was that Finch design again with the white bird. I actually redrew this later. I like drew a newer version on the other side. You'll see that later. More characters of mine. That's just eyes. Oh, I remember being proud of this one too, the running poses. I was like, oh yeah, I'm so getting this down. Oh, this was fan art of Eclipse, the book Eclipse. This is Lion Paw. Was he at Apprentice at that time? I don't know. I was so psyched by that book. This was such an exciting scene for me. Didn't digitalize it though. Oh, this was an old drawing of Finch and an old friend of mine. Drawny. Can't remember that purple design with the green hair. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's that one without Chloe's bedroom on it. And I think this is one of the last ones. This is like at the end of paint, I think. I finally ditched the paintbrush outline with this thick outline and I went with pencil. So it's a lot thinner. It's crazy you could see how far I've adapted from the very first paint drawings to this. I got pretty far. It's all thanks to those requests I got on that website, really, that made me draw a whole ton. Yeah, this is all in that folder, I think. Oh no, there's still a little bit to go. So then I got GIMP. This is really dark, you can barely see it. But you can tell this is my first drawing in GIMP because I used that sparkle brush and made something really fly away spirit. God, I remember this. Trying to make snow. God, I was so excited by GIMP because finally you had gradients, you had blur, you had all the foliage brushes, which I thought were a great idea. Look how disgusting this is. But it's precious. Oh, this is an old Finch as well. I was like planning her reference. Unmistakable feather-shaped patch on chest. Amazing. Oh wow, look at that text. That rainbow from Finch. Oh god. This is when we all spoke like that. Oh, this one's called Silent Pain. You can't even really see it, it's so dark. It's a cat laying down and there's an anime-esque low opacity cat in this corner here. This was... I opened up for requests again on that website now with... I could draw cats a bit better and I had GIMP, so I felt like a god. I was like, look at this, I can make drawings with smudges in them. Paint couldn't do that. I remember being proud of this. The elusive background. Testing out doing trees. I think this is a water brush. Oh my god. And this is a really old Finch. In a roleplay I did, she got scratched. So that was her. Oh, and that's the end. So that was kind of my whole time on that roleplay website. I have more here as well. I did some more. These are just, I did a really old speed paint of this. Some of you might recognize it. But it's just me sort of drawing more in GIMP and getting the hang of things. Right, so those are my really old folders. Now I'm just gonna go through, I have loads of other old stuff, but I'm gonna just go through my characters folder because it gives you a better look of how my style adapted. If I look through everything, it'll just take forever. I was contemplating going through my DeviantArt, but that would just take way too long. So I thought I'd go through my characters. You can see most of the pictures I drew were of Finch anyway, so I've seen this one before. Really early Finch. Another really early Finch. Another really early Finch. Wow. I was trying to get real cool with my designs here. Oh, I remember liking this one a lot. Oh god, it has like rainbow text on this one, but it disappears. Damn. Yeah. I was trying to make her name Finch more relevant, so I drew her with a finch. This is Finch with my 2 pet cats. I remember being super proud of this too. I think there's a version with a... Oh, maybe it's not that. There was a version with an orca in the background as well. Animated icon. Oh yeah, this is when I got my tablet for the first time, so everything before then was drawn with a trackpad on a laptop, so like a mouse pad. This is my first time with a tablet, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, it's so much easier to draw digitally now. I'm gonna go absolutely crazy. And I remember the day I got this tablet, my friend came over to visit, and I had to entertain her by letting her use the tablet all day. And I was like, oh my god, why are you here? I just want to draw. So I got this brand new tablet and I didn't even get to use it much. It was quite funny. Look at that. Sucks. Rules. Amazing. But yeah, this is when I started getting... Oh my god, it's animated. That slow blink. I love all these new animators who the first thing they animate is a really slow blink. It's amazing. But yeah, you can see... This is when I was getting into those big triangle eyes, diamond head. God, the big triangle eyes. What a blessed time. Oh, I remember with this, I was unhappy with my big triangle eyes, funnily enough. So I was trying to adapt my style a little bit more. I kind of took elements from people's styles that I liked and drew more from reference, which is the general gist of adapting your stuff. And I came with this and I really liked it, so I wanted to continue with this kind of thing. I forgot if I did. Doesn't look like it. I remember being super proud of this. You can't see them, but there are snowflakes. You just can't see it against the white background. Went absolutely bonkers with the shading on this one. I remember it took me forever, but I was so proud of it. I was like, if you can see every hair, it means you've done it right. It doesn't actually mean that you've done it right, I'm sorry. Oh my god. This is when I was way into Akami. And I had to fight Ninetales and I was really scared. And then I beat him and I drew this. Amazing. This is for an old contest, I think. Yeah, it says on the top. Well, I think this is around the time Avatar came out, the film with the blue aliens. So I was way into glowy plants. Well, this was a character I had that killed people, as you do when you're like 13. I did loads of these kind of big illustrations back then, back when things wouldn't take me 100 years to do. This was a character of mine, and then this was my friend's character. We both had these winged cats, kind of inspired by How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, now that I've zoomed in, can I... Oh, I can still skip, okay. This is for a roleplay group. I was way into this roleplay group on DeviantArt for Warrior Cats. I remember this character was mine, and she was crushing on this one, and I had hardcore actual heartbreak when this person didn't choose my cat to like date their cat. I remember being so heartbroken. Wow, this is that green cat I had again. Trying out perspective a bit more. This was an outcome of some of that heartbreak I was talking about. I was drawing my cat being really like sad, and then she found a new boyfriend and she was like, I'm happy again. God, I have a lot of art of this character back then when I roleplayed a whole lot. Oh yeah, these were some birds I made up. Inspired by Rio, which just came out. So that's dating these things for you a bit. I have a speed paint of this on my channel still, I think. Way into Portal. This was another roleplay group I was in. This was a character called Corvo. Some of you might know it. It's called the Golden Butterfly. I used to be a leader on there. They have these like glowing tattoos and they could do element powers and stuff. You can't really see it, but the rock's broken. I remember being super proud of this too. I loved this character, but the group was so stressful. It was so intense. It was great, but I just couldn't keep up. Is this roleplay character again? This is me being really into Portal again. I was way into Portal. 3 characters of mine about to eat each other. My character and my friend's character had babies. Oh, look at this. Thanks for the watches. The title says 500 watches. This is when I got 500 followers on DeviantArt, which is... I think I have... God, I think I have 30,000 now. That's insane. Pigeon character. Ooh. Funky colors. That green character. Vine Fluff. Oh my god. I forgot that was a character of mine. Little Finch. Oh. My roleplay character had babies. This is more roleplay stuff. That one skipped really quickly. This is Corvo again being emo behind a waterfall. This one, you guys might know. It's a really old speed paint of mine. Some of you guys have actually like come to me and been like, oh man, that old drawing of yours of everyone watching TV on a couch, I actually drew that with my own characters. So loads of people have sent me their own versions of this drawing, which is really amazing. Because it's... God, look how grossly it's shaded. Oh my god. If you recognized her, that's Whisker Moon up here. We're pals back then. This was ages ago. God damn. Can I get a date on this? Oh god, where is it? 2011, October 2011. That was a decent time ago. 8 years? Whoa. I think this is when I one of the first times I kind of sussed out that you can shade in any damn color you want, because back then your mind is so restricted and everything is right or wrong. So you're like, shadows mean a darker color, so black. Whereas I started getting used to like, oh, I can use any color I want. There are no rules. So I went absolutely bonkers with it. Oh my god, speaking of shading that went bonkers, oh my god. Fur. The fur is crazy. These are my golden butterfly characters. This is when I got braces, so I vented by drawing my character dying, being wrapped up in barbed wire, as you do. My character's babies. Halloween stuff. This is the golden butterfly again, golden butterfly again, golden butterfly again. That word cuts roleplay. Oh my god, there's so much roleplay stuff. To my dear watchers. What a great gift. My Sona. You're welcome. Oh god, I remember being really psyched out by this. You know, everyone at some point in their life has got to do a drawing with song lyrics. And that's exactly what I did. Wow. Oh yeah, Finch with Navi. I was into Zelda a lot. There's my feathery cat. There's a collaboration I did. Banner. Oh my god, I did so much stuff. Look at this. She's scratching up the earth. And there's loads of... It says make your marker really low opacity all over it. Oh wow. Look at me go. Oh yeah, I did badges for all my characters. God, look at all these. There they are. These are all my lads. Awesome. Okay. This was another speed paint I did, I think. I was really proud of this one. I like blurred the far wing and I felt so cool. I was like, oh yeah, I know how to do distance and depth. Oh my god. Crazy colors again. There's that bird cat again. There's Corvo. Me trying out grass and stuff. Oh my god, this was the stage where I did loads of really trippy illustrations. I think I was getting ruled down in life at this point, so there's a lot of her being tied up and a lot of black and stuff. Yeah, she's like wondering what the heck's going on, and so am I. Oh, this is my first drawing in Photoshop. This is when I got Photoshop for the first time. You can always tell because I go a bit ham on the effects, like the mosaic background. Yeah, this is when I moved to Photoshop finally after GIMP. All of these beforehand were GIMP. This is me being all wistful, being like, oh, life is so hard. As soon as you reach one stage, you have to jump to the next. Oh, God. Yeah, great. This is my character. I remember being really psyched by this. It kind of makes me sad that I don't do big drawings like this anymore with a background, but man, it just takes me way too long. I don't know how to do backgrounds anymore. Let's finish looking at footsteps, I guess. This is me being sad. Hang on, the music I'm listening to is real loud. There we go. There she goes. Oh yeah, this was, I remember now. This is when I was like rejected by a dude or something. This is when I finally got over it. It took like a few weeks or so. I think I was 15, 16. I don't know. But I was just like, oh no, he doesn't like me, I'm gonna die. And then I was like, no, I'm over it. I'm a better person. Wow, amazing. Oh, and then I went back to being sad about it again. A little vent out about this dude. And I went back to being wistful about it again. I actually still kind of like this one. I was like way more experimental back then. Look at this. I like jumped out of my comfort zone all the time because I don't really have one. Except I didn't draw anything but cats. But anyway, let's forget about that. I remember sitting down and doing this at my dad's place. Being really psyched about it. Oh, this is when I was thinking about giving Finch these little cheetah stripes. Adapting her a bit. Oh, this is me using a filter in Photoshop. It's my old roleplay dude. Using a crazy spray brush. I actually quite like how I drew the body on this still. Damn. Oh, there she is, Sassin. Oh, this is when I oh my god, this is when I got Tumblr for the first time. And people kept messaging me saying that a Facebook group had stolen this for their banner. And I think they still have it as their banner. Like, they got rid of my link in it, obviously, but a Facebook group still has this as their banner. Just a random ass cat with a scarf. Like, I think people actually commented on the Facebook group, like, is that Finch? It was so weird. Oh, I never turned this into anything, but there's Finch looking great. Oh my god, this was for class. This was when I was in a graphics class and I had to design. I made my project about designing a character for an animated film because I wanted to go into animation. So I made this dude. I was obviously very Rio inspired back then. Lots of birds. I did really well in that class too. I'm still psyched about that. They really liked my dude. Valentine's, self-insert, your character, whatever. I remember being psyched by this one too. I was like, oh, going ham with all these glowy effects. I love just going crazy with it. There's a little Finch. Oh wow. I forgot about this one. I still quite like this. I like the yellow. Yeah, I remember drawing this one actually. I think I did it on a stream. I streamed a lot on Livestream back then, just a website called Livestream. Just doing these big honking illustrations. I kind of miss doing these. I wish I'd do more stuff like this, but it takes so much time. Yeah, I still kind of like this actually, damn. When was this? God, I have to find it now. Eye of the Storm it's called. 2014. Okay, so it's like 2015 is like a milestone. A milestone is like a turning point in my life a bit, because that's when I started animating and getting on YouTube and stuff. So this was only a year before that. Wow. Picture of elegance. Oh wow. This is when Finch had like a reverse evil version. Oh, this is an old speed paint that got far too many views for whatever reason. Guys might remember this one. Everyone thinks she's Blue Star, despite all of the feathers and everything that tells you it isn't Blue Star, but whatever. There's that reverse Finch again. He's called Oriole, I think, which is another bird. Finch again. It's her doing some water bending crap. Man, I did a lot of big drawings back then. I actually like bothered with shading and lighting and stuff. Whoops! Oh god! You could tell this is obviously Toothless inspired, but I wanted a orca dragon because I absolutely love orcas, and I was like, I want them to be on land, I want them to fly, so I made one into a dragon. I was really psyched about it. This is an old roleplay thing from Gone Butterfly. This is when I had a Dalmatian character for like a day. More Finch and her reverse dude. This is pretty dark, but she's like swishing out space with her tail. I so vividly remember these, god damn. And now I have to turn down my music again, jeez. So loud. 5,000. I guess this is when I reach 5,000 watches. Look at these glasses, goddamn. A logo for myself. Just the head. Oh, this was a change. So this is when I switched to Paint Tool Psi. You can tell because again I went crazy with the effects. You can see the grid texture on there. This was like, to summarize, by 2014, because I really liked 2014. It's when I started at my uni. It says my uni logo there. Started my foundation course. It's when I first started getting into Gravity Falls, which I really liked. It's when I visited Egypt. I really enjoyed Egypt. I can't remember what this is. That's a flag. Oh, that's a Swedish flag, I think, because I had some Swedish friends at the time. I really liked Skyrim. I really liked Telltale Games. Sorry, past me, Telltale Games is dead. God. I still kind of like this. Colourful. I'm very sentimental, so I usually go over, like, I usually like to combine with stuff I really like and that kind of thing. That feather cat again, I actually still like the colours from that a lot. I like peach and blue together a whole lot. Okay. You mean so much to me. Okay. Oh god. Do you remember these? I did speed paints with this levitate thing. People are still asking me when I'm gonna do the next one, and I feel bad. People usually say that they prefer the old one whenever I post a new one, so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it this time. I went a bit crazy with the pink hair though, didn't I? Oh my god. I got rid of that in the final speed paint, I think. There's another speed paint on mine, because this is going into 2015 now when I started doing YouTube a whole lot more, so some of you might recognize this one. Old miner cat I had. This is Vapor. Oh, this again. Oh, this is what I talked about earlier, where I took that picture I did for my bedroom and then drew it again. And it's actually kind of cool when you see them together. It would be pretty cool to do this again, actually, if I can be bothered. I don't know which one I'd replace though. Old icons I made. I did a lot of pixel stuff. Another logo thing. This was a character I adopted. It was Halloween. Also, Undertale just come out. You could see that dates it a bit. Oh my god. Finch is a pirate. I remember this. This is when we were doing like a pirate roleplay in our friend group. and Finch was I forget the name of it. It's the lowest. The lowest in the group. Finch being sick. A face. I think there's oh my god. Okay. So this was... How do I explain myself out of this one? This one was for a map project where like your characters are in an anime school, and I completely forgot I drew Finch in the uniform. Oh my god. I need to savor this. I completely forgot this existed. We're never looking at that again. It's that character I adopted that I drew for Halloween. I still kind of like this. She had like a glowy thing under her eye. I never draw my characters anymore. I feel sad. Oh yeah, this is my Orca love showing through. I was like, what if I redesign Finch to look like this? And I was like, no. Finch is a Finch. Finch is a Griffin. This is another speed paint. I kind of like this one still. Oh, I prefer this one. It's a bit flatter. I like flatter for whatever reason. And kept the sketch as well because I remember liking it. There's that golden butterfly character which I drew again after a while. This is a SpongeBob meme. The gang's all here. Being all glowy and stuff. I like this messy sketchiness. I always like messy stuff better. Oh, this is for that Pokemon map ages ago. Holly's one. For the Cat in the Hats one. I remember being so excited doing this. At the time of recording this, the new Pokemon was just announced, so I'm really psyched on Pokemon right now, and it makes me want to like recreate this or something. I still really love Talonflame. Oh, this was that reference thing I did for that map part. I think I showed this in my tutorial, my Photoshop tutorial. Ooh, very sketchy and glowy and looking weird and dribbly. Oh, this is drawing Finch when I first changed her into a caracal thing. I think this is when I was testing it out and I decided that I liked it. This is playing with trying to make a watercolor looking thing. Oh my god. Drawing furries. There's that Levitate again, one of the newer ones. 2016, I think this is. And that's the old 2015 one without the pink. I don't know why it's way up here. Oh, and that's the other old one. I don't know when this was though. I think that was the first one. And there's a new one again. Oh yeah, this is Pokemon. This is there was like a thing going around on Twitter where you draw your character in like stages of Pokemon evolution. She's tiny, she has big ears. I actually still kind of like this, especially when she glows. Damn, there was some really fun drawing prompts on Twitter sometimes. This little thing I did, I actually still like this. I was really into like circles and random shapes on overlay. Ooh. I remembered this one, I didn't remember this one. Oh, I still quite like that. Oops, I tried zooming in, it didn't work. Oh, nice. Oh, I remember that one too. I think this is still in 2016. I was going crazy with this watercolor brush at the time. Oh, wow. Don't remember this. Corrupted, it's called. Being all edgy. She's dying, I guess. Just trying to illustrate her wateriness. I remember the sandy brush I really liked that I was playing with. I still quite like this, actually. I'm getting more into my more recent stuff now. This old character again. Old Finch. This is when I was playing with her design and testing out. This is when I was changing her from the blue to the warmer colours. I ended up sticking with this. Some more tests. I really liked this one. I was like, yeah, this is when I was sold on these warm colours. Oh. I remember this. I really struggled with the ice core. Damn, I painted a lot. Whoa. Okay. So this is when I was testing out new Finch designs. Whoa, I did loads of them. Oh yeah, I remember really liking this one and this one. I really liked the kind of coloured neck, but someone I knew had a character that was like grey with a dark grey neck, and I didn't want to like copy them by accident, so I steered away from this. But this is where I got the idea for her more warmer colours, I think. And you could see the Orca inspiration showing through a bit. That's why I gave her, it's kind of why she adapted into this design. She had like a saddle patch and a little white thing on her belly and white under eyes later on. I like the sandy one. There's some really cool things in here. Nice job, past me. I like these still. This was the one I settled on, testing out what she looked like when she was doing her glowy watery thing. This is the final one I went with, and I ended up making that into the reference sheet. Little headshot. She had crazy big ears. Oh my god, this is when Pokemon Go came out. When was this? Oh my god, we still have so much to go through. When was this? July 2016, so that's when Pokemon Go came out. I live in a really small town, so playing Pokemon Go was hard because you'd barely get any data anywhere, and there was like no stops or gyms anywhere, but I had a good time anyway. Drawing her in a Orca onesie. Some more character designs of mine that I haven't drawn since. This was inspired by a drawing that was very similar on Twitter that I just wanted to try out myself. Golden Butterfly again, I was redrawing old things. These are some really colourful adopts I got. that I still haven't drawn since. I feel terrible for. Oh, this is just those elements separated. She's eating donuts. I remember I drew this in a really long summer where I didn't have much to do, so I just sat around animating. It was beautiful. Another adopt I got that I've barely drawn because I'm a terrible person. This is inspired by a similar drawing of someone sooner holding a shark plush, and then years and years later I ended up talking to them and they're like, oh my god, you were that person. I was like, holy crap, and it was really strange. Oh, this was a warrior cat design inspired by a cat I met in a cat cafe. He was gorgeous, so I drew him. Playing with palettes, I guess. Did a lot of playing with polygonal shapes as well. This is when I turned my character into a little cloaked guy. Angry. I did loads more doodles. Finch. I think this is my warrior Sona. Yeah, you can see I really liked color point cats back then too. Oh my god. This is for Halloween. Oh wow, look at this. This is a good summary. So you can see it's been a while. This video's gone on for a while, but we've covered these different stages and how I've adapted here. Guys, I missed this brush. This is a really nice, dry, sketchy brush. Some warrior cat characters. Oh yeah. A Halloween costume. Finch wearing the Warriors movie announcement. Oh my god, I remember that. Oh god. Going a bit whack here for Halloween. I really I think this is around the time I made that Back to You PMV, because I recognise this kind of really dry, sketchy colouring that I used. I still really like it. It's like so sharp looking. I like the textures. She's in a bottle, I guess. Blub blub. Oh, this is when I made, if it loads, there we go. When I made this dinosaur dude. I used this canvas texture on everything. Oh, he originally had like wing arms. Well, he still does, but he like used his knuckles. I didn't really draw him like that anymore. I still like this guy. Oh yeah, Pokemon, this when Sun and Moon came out. Oh, I was so excited. I still really like the textures. I should go back to using textures like this. It's when I tried drawing people a bit more as well. I still need to do that. An old Finch again. I like drawing her in crazy poses. That hasn't changed. Is that dinosaur dude again? I think this was playing with her design more, I think. Yeah. This was when I think I was first sussing out if I wanted to put this blue thing there, I think. More of those dinosaurs. Playing with her water a bit. Ended up using this in the reference sheet, if you remember. So came up with the concept that the ice that came out of her eyes could freeze into antlers, which I thought was cool, but I ended up using that on a different character instead. Oh yeah, this I never finished. This is an adoptable I had. But I was like, I had no confidence with background, so I'm like, I'm not even going to bother trying to paint a jungle. It's just going to go absolutely crazy. So these, I was unsatisfied with Finch's design. So I was like, oh, and The Last Guardian just came out, so I was all inspired by the kind of dragon-like designs. So I was like, oh, what if I make her into this? And I still really like this. But I was like, it's just not Finch. It's too extreme. So I ended up taking these and making them into, let's try colors. These guys. So I made these kind of like big dragon characters. So this is what that final design looks like. And I still really like these guys, but I've barely drawn them because I need to draw more, but it's hard to draw more. Oh my god. And he's got like icicles coming out of his back and stuff. So I still really like these. There's another one of the ice one. A lip version. There's him again. I still really like this brush. I barely draw in Photoshop anymore. I draw more in Procreate, and it makes me miss this nice kind of hairy textured brush I had on Photoshop. Christmas time, Christmas turkey. Oh, this is some thumbnails for a painting idea. Ended up doing this one, but I think I like this one the best. It's like the ice dragon swimming with some orcas. Ended up doing this one for a speed paint. the beach. This is a size comparison of them. So this was like a more live, energetic version. And in this guy was big and lumbering and was in the water a lot and would hide in mountains and that kind of thing. So Finch, oh, transparency is a bit weird. Gets rid of her colours. Drew a new Finch with an old Finch. They're like sassing each other or something. More Pokemon stuff. I want to draw this again because, like I said, I'm more like excited about Pokemon right now. More of that dinosaur dude. I think I simplified him down a little bit. Oh yeah, this is when I was first interested in the idea of making her a color point, which I'm glad I finally did years later. What year is this? This must be 2017 now we're getting into. Yeah, 2017 January. So I was experimenting with her design a bit more. I didn't change her to this in the end though, because I was like, oh, it's too dramatic a change, I'm too scared. So I kept her like this. I think this is when I first added the little blue bit here. So it's kind of concepting her design a bit more. This is more concept of that color point one. I was like, it was throwing away a bit of her orca-like design a bit. So I wanted to bring it back with making her tail more fluke-like, but I was like, nah, it's too extreme. Well, that's a new Fable design. God, I don't remember this one. These were really fun to design when you like fuse your characters together. I miss that. Old Finch being sassy. Ooh, I like these colours. It's a nice surprise when you still like some of your old art sometimes. I like the direction I was taking. It makes me miss painting again because I don't really do that often. I was developing my dinosaur guy again. I was learning, if you've posted art of dinosaurs before, you've probably had the paleo artist come and scream at you, right? So I wanted to try and learn a bit more. So I drew out his skeleton to help out a bit, and this is when I learnt that raptors hold their hands sideways and not pointing down like we do, because their wrists just don't allow for that, so they like have to be in like palms together position all the time. So I was learning. I was listening to the paleo artists, I promise, sometimes. These were for an old video that you might remember. I can't remember what video it was for. I think it was for the amino ad. Oh yeah, it says in the top here. God, it was a while ago. Oh yeah, here's that painting I did of the dragon character I had, which I thumbnailed, and did this for the amino video. Oh, this is the Meet the Artist thing. Damn, I've only done one of these. This was really fun to do, but drawing myself is hard. Because drawing people is hard, and also I don't like how I look, so I'm like, how do I draw this without hating it? But also, I should hate it. It's confusing. Yeah, I should do one of these again. Oh, it's an old icon I did for myself on my portfolio website. Oh, this was when I was way into Animal Crossing and I was trying to make Finch into a kind of villager like this. And like this. God, I remember spending ages on this and I was really proud of it. But I wasn't too happy with her, which is a shame because I was like, oh man, I barely draw backgrounds and I actually kind of like how this turned out for once. That was my color key for it. She's swamming. She had really extreme face shapes back then. Oh, this is when I got my caracal character, the griffin. It's the bird is a caracara and the cat is a caracal. So it's a caracal. Oh, it cracked me up so much. I still love this character. I think my one's a different caracara though. It's the full black one with the gold flecks rather than this one. But I think I quite like this one. The white balances it out a lot. It's a dinosaur character of mine again. The dragon character. This is that character I had for that map part who I turned into a little cloaked guy. Ugh. Trying out that brush again. I think I was having a bad day. Doesn't look like much of my other stuff. Oh, this is getting into recent times. Oh, this really hit me because I remember this so vividly. This is when I started working on my short film. Well, I was doing concepts for the pitch at this point, so this must have been early 2017? Yeah, early 2017. So this is when Breath of the Wild came out, and this is also when I was working my absolute ass off on my pitch. So this is my pitch character in a Breath of the Wild outfit because I could not stop thinking about Zelda, but I had to work on my short film, so it was such an exciting time because I was really happy with how my project was turning out, but I was also really excited to play Zelda, so it's such like a... I was so psyched at this point in my life. It makes me so happy to see this. Oh yeah, this is my griffin again. This is the one I was talking about with the gold flecks. Oh, this is an old character idea I had, but I never went with. I wanted a kind of falconer character, but I really struggled with designing people, so I couldn't get her the way I wanted, and I was sad. More Finch. I remember liking this one. I still like drawing teeth a lot, but I don't do it a lot in fear that people will accuse me of something. There's that Levitate again. I think it was the most recent one. People didn't like her nose. I remember that. That griffin again. Full design. Still really like this guy. I need to draw this guy more. Oops. There's my kind of little Anthro Finch design. I still have... Oh, this is when I was trying to go with... I still had that falconer idea in my head, but I was like, what if I make her a bird? But I couldn't get a design right. I was like, oh, none of these are clicking for me. I liked this hand, though. I'd still like to try this out. And at this point, I was inspired by the Sheikah and Zelda, if you can't tell. With the face masks and the headbands and that kind of stuff. Ninja, Naruto, all that biz. Pleasant. This is Pipit. This is a new character I had. I just wanted a... I have a Caracal plushie, I still have it, which I adore, and it has a little grey sweater. So I made a character out of it, but I made him colour point, see? I was way into colour point cats, but I didn't have the guts to do it to Finch. So now Finch and this guy look really similar, but I think that could be quite fun. I want to draw them together a bit. It's him again. I like drawing him in clothes. He's more of my kind of escaping into furry a little bit, like, oh, I'm gonna draw a cat with clothes on. Insane. No one's done that ever before. Oh wow, I guess I drew that Orca Dragon again. For the first time in ages. This, I used on my... I think I still have it on my portfolio because I still quite like it. One of the instances of clean art that I've barely done. It's my dinosaur guy again. I like how much art I've drawn of him, actually. This is an adopt I got from Nightfeather that I haven't drawn since, and I feel really bad. I'm so bad with adopts. Oh, that's that again that we've seen. That's Pipit with sunglasses on. He's just my cat to throw clothes items on when I feel like it. PSD download. She's just like, it reminds me of the villager sound from Minecraft. I feel like she's making that sound. Another Finch again. Go, you can kind of tell when I have art block. Like, look how different these look. This one looks so much less confident than this one. Oh shoot! Okay, so this marked a period in my life where a lot of stuff happened. My pitch that I was talking about earlier, with the cat that I drew the Breath of the Wild outfit on, my pitch got accepted, so I became a director at uni, which was absolutely terrifying. So I drew these guys as Celebration, which is a reflection of my two moods at the time. So I was being like, oh my god, I can't believe it, to being, oh my god, how are we going to do this? Because at that point at uni, I'd been incredibly quiet. I barely spoke to anyone. I'm not that much of a social person, and I struggle to make conversation, so I was just like, oh, I'm just going to get on with my own thing. And as soon as my film got chosen, suddenly everyone knew who I was, people would congratulate me, people were coming in for interviews to work on it because we had to make teams. And it was really strange because I had never been thrown into a situation like that before. And I think that whole year really helped me shape who I am, because I learned so much about myself and like how to work with other people and that kind of thing. It was really weird. Anyway, Halloween. Pipit again. You can tell this is another art block one because he looks like he was stung by a bee. Jesus, what a change. Finch again, do a lot of Finches. This is working on that reference sheet that we saw earlier. 2018! The biggest damn year of my life. Crazy year, 2018. Little sketchy Finch, laughing. I still really like, I used this for a lot of stuff actually. Eating sushi. There's that griffin again. Oh my god, this is when I got really into Splatoon. Oh my god. 2017 actually, when it came out, I got way into Splatoon. I played it, I've got over 1,000 hours on it. I played it religiously every night after uni. And I made some characters, these were them. Wow, I've not seen this in so long. I've got loads of Splatoon art that only people on my secret account have seen, because I made an account just for the community. God damn. Finch doing finger guns, playing with colours a bit. I still quite like this one, I might do something similar. This Finch turned 9 years old, so this is like this month last year, this was almost a year ago. Because she's turning 10 now. Insane. Dinosaur guy again. Finch again. This is when I got my job. I got hired at Brown Bag Films, which I'm at now, currently, and will be for another year, so... damn. So, that's a bit weird. All of that we've looked at so far, my whole artistic journey, led to this, pretty much. So, all that development into this terrible doodle, and me getting a animation job, which is really crazy. This is getting into really recent grounds. This was just several months ago in Halloween last year. This is very recent because this is with her new design. I have a pet snail if you didn't know, so I drew her on there. He's getting pretty big now. He's almost a year old. This was a character I made for the new Warriors website that went up in January. This is the name I was given, so I made a character for it. This is a doodle of me travelling to back home for Christmas, and I had to carry my snail around on the train. It was really strange. Yeah, and this is me playing with her new design. Oh, and this was actually kind of the last sketches I did of her old one when I was first deciding that I should change her, so I finally made her into a colour point. Finally. Really loose sketchy thing I did. Oh, these are all in Procreate, by the way. I got an iPad around... I got an iPad for myself as a graduation present in May 2018, so since then I've been doing a whole lot of stuff in Procreate. I also did a lot more of these tiny Finch drawings and animated in that style as well. These ones are a bit older because I just transferred them from my iPad, which is why you're seeing some of her old designs. Oh yeah, this little witch's cat I made that I need to draw more of. I'm just still playing with his colours though, I'm trying to figure out a nice design for him. Finch and the snail again. I've started really enjoying Finch together with the snail. I think it's quite cute. There's that feathered cat I hadn't drawn in ages. See how much he's grown now. My new profile picture at the moment. Hundreds of different versions of this, which I really liked, but I had no idea what background to make it. So there's loads of that one. And I think that might be it. It stopped me. Yep. We're to the end now. So, that's been my journey. I won't show anything else because that characters folder pretty much sums everything up. Because those are what I draw most often. So, yeah. It's been a long 10 years. So you can see where I started from the very beginning, where up to now, where I managed to direct a film and get a job as an animator, where I'm at now. So this has been really long, so sorry about that. OBS is telling me it's been an hour and 10 minutes almost. Oh my god, so I'm gonna wrap this up now, but I'm thinking of doing these style of videos a bit more because it takes up a lot of time to animate these days with my job and everything, and I try to make everything as high quality as I can, so it takes me a really long time, so I can't upload animations as much as I used to. So I was thinking of doing little talking videos instead, just to have some content for you guys. So I think next time I might talk about my experience at art uni, what that was like, and then my experience at my job, which I think might be quite interesting because I've got some questions about it, or I've received some questions about it. So yeah, I also might show off my snail at some point and do an FAQ, that kind of thing. So let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna wrap this up now, but thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me for so long if you have, or if you're new, thank you for joining in. Yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.